Okay, so I think I am live now. Just let me check that whether I am live or not. Just a second. Okay, so there's echo. No. Hello. So yeah, so yes, I think I am clearly audible and visible now. Just a second. So let me just open the live chat. Yes. So yes, I am live now. So hello everyone. I hope you all are doing great. So this is our fifth session of Python Bootcamp series. Before we will begin the session, just quickly tell me in the live chat that whether I am clearly audible and visible to all of you so that we can initiate with the session. Mm, Just make sure my audio is coming very much clearly to all of you and my video is also not lagging at the same time. Okay, so I hope everything is fine. So let us just directly jump into a presentation. Okay, so this is our fifth session in which we are doing my personal favorite topic of Python, which is conditionals. So here we will be learning about if statement, if else statement, if elif statement, and match case statement also. So first of all, a gentle reminder that I always give before initiating my each and every session, which is if you have not watched the earlier sessions, in total, I think there had been four sessions prior to this. If you have not watched them, so please first go and watch them because it's a continued series. And if you have not watched them, then you will not be able to cope up with the contents that I will be covering in this session. I hope that's clear to everyone. So without any further ado, let's start our session with the positive quote as always. So today's quote is: "If you believe in yourself, anything is possible." The only thing that you have to keep with yourself, the only thing that you should always have with yourself is confidence. Not overconfidence, but a healthy amount of confidence is very much important in doing each and every task of our monotonous routine. So always be confident and handle the situations with grace. At the end of the day, you will be reaching your destination that you have dream about at some point. So always stay motivated and confident. At the end of the day, you will be finding your destination. With this, let us see the contents that we will be covering in today's lecture. First, we will be seeing if statement. After that, we will be seeing if else statement, then if else and elif statement. Trust me, all of three these statements are exactly similar. If you just learn one, this if elif and else statement, everything will be sorted for you. This is a sub part of that. After that, we will be covering match case statement. Then we have some practice questions because it is very important when you are learning programming, coding, or any coding language that you actually perform certain practice questions because without practice questions, doing all of these is not worth it. You should practically implement those concepts that you are learning. It's very much important whenever you are learning any coding language or any programming thing. So let us begin. First, if statements. First of all, we will be quickly seeing the syntax of each and every statement. After that, we will be covering practice questions simultaneously. So first comes the if statement. Now, what is if statement and how if statement works? What happens is, in if there's a keyword. Remember, I had told you we will be using each and remember I had told you there will be a lot of keywords that we will be using while we will be doing our coding parts. Like now we are doing conditionals. We will be learning about three keywords, which will be if keyword, elif keyword, and else keyword. When we will be doing loops, then there also we will be learning about several keywords, including return, for, while, and when. After that, we will be covering the functions. There we will be learning about def keyword, return, break, continue, all of them. So, what is a if statement and how it works? First of all, you have to write a keyword which is if. After that, you have to define a condition. Then you have to use a colon. After that, just press enter. And here you can see the space. This is one tab of space. It is very, very important that you use proper indentation because Python is very much indentation oriented language, which means using this tab space. It is not not a single space bar. It's a not tab. It's a tab. It is very much important to use this because otherwise the interpreter will be throwing indentation error. After just as of now, write if keyword, then write condition, then write colon, and then write statements to be executed. Now, what this will do? See, whenever before this, we have learned that all the statements are being implemented in line by line. Like first statement of code will be implemented, after that second statement code of code, then third statement of code. But when we use if statement, then it will check that whether this condition is true. This condition will be always returning an boolean value. So if that boolean value will be true, then only this part w- will be implemented. Can you see that it seems to be under this because of this tab space? These statements are seem to be under if, and it is actually true. If this condition will be true, these statements will be only implemented in that case. Now know that all of this you will not be able to understand. We will be seeing a small code about this. Then we will be seeing that. Now, how to define conditions? We can use a lot of things. For example, majorly we will be using those comparison operators that we have learned in our, I guess, first or second session. Now we will be using those very much in detail. We will be using those comparison operators. Before that, let me just check the live chat that whether everything is fine. Okay, it seems to be fine. Guys, please be active in the live chat. Okay, so everything is fine. Now let us begin with our first question. So, to understand if statement, I have a practice question that check whether a person is above 18 years or not. If the person is above 18 years, then print he is above 18 years or he is a major. Otherwise, just skip that. How we will be doing? First, I will be writing if keyword, then I will be writing condition. That condition is age is greater than or equal to 18. Then this colon, it's very important. After that, see, this is the use of using code editors. It give whenever just I press enter, it give me that tab space automatically. I don't have to explicitly get that. And print major or above 18. Simple as that. And what is age? Just let me define age variable. It's an integer input by saying enter the age. See, now enter the age. I will be entering the age. If my age will be, sorry, here I have used, I want age to be greater, right? This operator. Okay, it was fine only. So if I write, for example, 19 and enter, then it is printing above 18. But if I write any value, for example, 16, so it have not printed anything. It have not printed anything. What does it mean? This statement will only be implemented when this condition age is greater than equal to will be satisfied. Only then this statement will be executed. And what if, see now here, if my age is above 18, then I am able to print above 18. What if I want, if the age is above 18, in that case, print above 18. And in case where age is below 18, then I want to also print below 18 because here it is not printing anything. If the age is below 18, it is not printing anything. So what if I want both the scenarios to happen? If the age is above 18, then I want to print above 18 or a set of equations, not a set of equations, a set of statements. And if my age is below 18, then I want to perform some different set of statements. That is also possible, and we will be seeing on that now. So what happens in that case is we use if else statement. Now, as I have told you, Python is a very beginner friendly language. It just seems like English. Now you know the meaning of English. This is the basic English that Python requires. You should know the meaning of else. That's the basic English that Python requires. Now what happens is if I write condition colon statements to be executed. Yes, one more thing. There's not only you can't. It's not like you can't just write one statement. Like here, I'm using print above 18. If you want more than one statement, that is also possible. Like here, after that, I also want to print major. He's not a minor, he's a major. That major. So I will enter the age, let us say 18. So you can write any number of statements that you want inside a single if if block. This entire code block is known as if block. So now what we do in case of if else statement, first this block is executed if this statement is true. So what happen is when my interpreter read this statement, it checks whether this statement is true or not. Just let me use pen instead of this. It checks whenever my interpreter reaches this point, it checks that whether this condition is true or not. If that condition is true, then it implements this set of equation. And if my condition is false, if my condition is false, in that case, it will be implemented this else code of block. This entire block of code is known as else block. In that case, if my condition is false, in that case, these statements will be implemented. This block of code will be implemented. So let us see that also. Now, if the person is below 18, in that case, I want to print minor. So I will be not minor, I will be printing below 18. Below 18. Now see, if I write 16, now it is printing below 18. Earlier it was printing nothing. And at the same time, if I run this code again and I now print 19, then it is printing above 18. But what if the age is exactly 18? So it will be printing 18 it will be printing above 18 in that case, because I have used greater than equal to sign, but it will be not exactly true. So what else I can do? So here comes our elif block into picture. See, in each and every statement, if block will be written in the very first place. After that, else block. And if you are using elif also, if elif else, then first if, after that you will be using elif, after that you will be using else. This is also, this sequence you also have to follow. So what happens in this case, if we have multiple conditions to define, what does it mean? First, my interpreter will come up with this statement. It checks that whether this condition is true. And if this condition is true, then this block of code will be implemented. And if this condition is false, then it will come to this part. Now, what does this elif mean? It actually means else if. It's a short form of else if. So we write elif. And now this will check this condition, that whether this condition is true. If this condition will be true, then this elif block will be executed. Otherwise, see, if this will be false, then only elif block will be executed. And after this, here, it will exit this conditional part. Now, after that, it will start executing the statements that will be written after else. And in this case also, if this condition will be true, this part will be executed. And after that, understanding this flow of arrow is very important. It will be executing other statements that will be written after elif. And what if this condition is false, and this condition is also false? In that case, this else block will be executed, and after the execution of this else block, it will be exiting from the if else entire statement. So I hope this syntax is very much clear. So how we will use it? Here I will write, if age is greater than 18, then print above 18. And elif, if age is equals to 18, age. In that case, print exactly 18. See, I hope this is clear to everyone. So see, if I enter the age, I write 16. It's below 18. If I write 18, it's exactly 18. If I write anything above 18, for example, 20, then above 18. Now, some of you might be thinking that what if I write this statement in this else block? That is also completely fine. Just let me do that. Age is greater than 18. That's also completely fine. See, up below 18 when I am writing 16, and when I am writing 18, it is uh, equals to 18. Then I have to change this also, right? Here exactly 18 should be there, and here it should be above 18. So I hope this is clear to everyone. So if this is clear, then you are very much clear with if, else, and elif statement, all of them together, which is very important to understand. Let me just see the live chat. Okay. So I think that everything is clear because there are no doubts in the chat. We will be starting with our match case statement after this. Before I start with match case statements, I think we should do some practice questions of if and else statement. After that, we will see why we need match case statements, and then we will be seeing the questions of match case statements. I think that works completely fine. So yes, first, here comes a question. We have to write a program. Now, one more thing that I want to tell: we can use any number of elif blocks. It's not like if elif else. We can also use multiple elif blocks if we have multiple conditions. What does it means? Like we can use if elif any number of elifs and then else. Else is very important because you have to end it with else. Now, this if elif else block is an entire statement. How it works, you can either use only if that we have seen, if you only have single condition, if you have to prepare it for both cases. If that single condition will be true, then only do this. If you want that, if that single condition will be false, then also you want some code to be implemented, then use if else. And if you have multiple conditions, then you use if elif else. I hope this is clear. And now let us see our first practice question of if elif else. Now, what does this practice question says? This practice question says that we have to write a program to assign grades. If the marks are from 90 to 100, then the grade should be A. If the marks are from 80 to 89, then grade should be B. If marks are from 70 to 79, then grade should be C. And if marks are from 60 to 69, then grade should be D. And if marks are below 60, then grade should be F, which is fail. I think it is pretty unfair. Like 60% marks for passing criteria is very, very high criteria. I think so. But it's just a question. Let us not be that much bothered about this. Now, first of all, let us take marks as an integer input from the user by saying enter the marks. And after this, whatever does our question says, it says if marks are from 90 to 100, then the grade should be A. 90 to 100. So what we can do is if we have to define a condition, okay? And then we will, after that condition, we will be writing print grade is A. Let us just not do that. We define another variable grade. Let us say grade is A. Okay, now we what that condition should be. And forget about that condition. Let us write elif block also. Here we have to also write an condition, condition 2. And after that grade should be B. After that elif. And then we have to write an condition 3, after which we will be assigning grade will be C. After which we have to define And another condition, condition 4, after which the grade will be D. And after that, we can recite else. Condition 5. And sorry, else block don't have any condition. So after that, we will be giving them grade F. Now, this is how you have to proceed in case of your if, elif, and else statement, your conditional statements. This is the way how you proceed with these type of questions. Now you will be thinking about the conditions, what those conditions should be. Now let us decode one by one. First of all, else the grade should be F, because if it is not falling in all of these categories, then definitely it will be fail. And one more thing, you will be able to see this arrow sign here. If I click here, see it becomes off. This actually demonstrates that this part is inside this if, and this part is inside this elif. It comes under this part. It gives a sense of understanding how actually coding is working. Now let us decode these conditions one by one. In case when condition is A, at that point, the grade is 90. The marks are from 90 to 100. Now, this first condition, I can simply write if marks are greater than equal to 90, then grade is A. Then grade is A. Yes, completely fine. And here, marks should be from 80 to 89. So, condition 2 will be if marks are greater than equal to 80. In that case, it is fine. And here, similarly, it will be if marks are greater than equal to 70, if marks are greater than equal to 60. So there's one catch in this question. I am just taking these values in my consideration, not this upper limit, because I am going step by step. See, this condition will automatically check if marks are greater than 90. Then this grade A will be implemented. But what if I write this condition in the very first go that marks are greater than equal to 80? Then it will also assign the same grade B to the students who have achieved 95 if I will write this code earlier to this 90. 90 condition. So the reason why I'm going step by step is the students who will be above 90, they will be falling under this category, and this statement will be implemented. The grade A will be assigned to them, and after that they will be exiting from here to till the end of this if elif block. After that, the people who have scored above, the students who have scored above 80, they will be the only students who have scored above 80 but below 90. How? Because the students who have scored above and equal to 90 have been already eliminated with these statements. The statements for them, the grade assigning process for them had been already done. So, here in this block of code, only the students whose marks are greater than 80 but less than 90 will be there. Similarly, in this block, this elif, only the students whose marks are greater than 70 but at the same time less than 80 will be there, because students whose marks are less than 80 have been already, for them the code had been already implemented. I hope this is clear. And if this is not clear, again as usual, just pause the video, just pause this live, rewind it, see it again with a relaxed, calm, composed mind. If you are able to understand it, then well and good. If you are not able to do so, then just do one thing. In that case, post a comment under this video session. When this live will be available as a video, post that comment under that. Otherwise, just post your doubt on live chat. I will be solving it here also if you have any doubt. So now what we will be doing? We will be doing print grade. After that, we will be actually printing the grade variable that had been assigned here. Now let us just implement this code. Let me just write any number. Let us say let us take input from each of them and then try it. First, I write 95. Then my grade is A. If I write 85, then my grade is B. True. If I write 75, then my grade is C. Fine enough. If I write 65, then my grade is D. If I write anything below 60, let us say 59 only, then grade is F. So my entire code is working completely fine. So I hope with this if else, I hope with this if elif-else statement is completely clear to each of you. There are no doubts in this. I hope that it is completely clear. As of now, I'm seeing the live chat. If you have any doubts, please tell them in the live chat. I will be more than happy to solve those doubts. I'm seeing the live chats. Okay, so there's not any doubt question. So I think everything is clear. So with this, let us proceed towards our next coding question, which is write a program to display the data type based on a day number. So now what we will be doing, we will be inputting some taking a number as an input from the user. After that, based on that number, we will be deciding that whether the day is a weekday or a weekend. So it will be a very much simple question. Let us do that. Day should be equal to an integer input, saying that enter the day number, saying that enter the day number. Is this fine? Yes, this is completely fine as of now, I think. Enter the day number. After that, what we will be doing, we will be using an if else block again. If day, we will be defining a condition, okay? Condition, and if that condition will be true, then we will be saying day is equals to weekday, else we will be saying that day is equals to weekend. After that, we will be printing that the day is a day. See, again, the same approach. First, write the entire code. Just keep that condition empty. Now, what that condition should be? That condition should be if day is greater than equal to, not greater than equal to, if the day is less than equal to 5, then it's a weekday, otherwise, it's a weekend. Now, some person can might enter the number 0 or any negative integer also, and some people can enter number greater than 7 also. But our code is not prepared for that. Let us just check. If I write any number like say 1, then it's a weekday. If I like 6, then it's a weekend. But what if we write any number which is greater than 7, 9? It's also a weekend. Because here the condition is only below, the number should only be less than 5. And what if I write anything negative like -3? Then also it's a weekday. So what is happening? Our code is not prepared for invalid inputs. What you can do, which will be a better technique, that is just do this thing. If day is less than 1, less than 1, yes. If day is less than 1, print, not print, day should be equals to invalid day number. If that number is less than 1, now let us see. If I write anything like -3, now the day is a invalid day number. Makes sense, right? But the same condition is there for any day which is greater than 7. If I write anything greater than 7, let us say 9, then it is showing weekend. So for that, we can just add another elif block. Just make it elif and write if day is less than equal to 7, then it's a weekend. Otherwise, now let us define the else block. Else again, day is invalid. Day is invalid. Now, let me write anything below, anything below 1, it's the day is an invalid day number. Anything here like 4, if the number is 4, then day is a weekday. If my number is suppose 7, day is a weekend. If my number is anything above that, let us say 8 only, then the day is an invalid day number. So I hope this code is also clear. So this is how you tackle all the scenarios, all the cases in case of if else block. If you want to get, if you want to summarize all the possible situations, then you have to use elif blocks. And in most of the cases, you have to use more than one elif blocks. As here also, this is a very simple question, but still I have to use multiple elif blocks. So be prepared for using more than two elif blocks. And one more thing that I want to add, you can also do it with a single elif block, but then you have to use an and operator between these conditions. If the day is less than 1 and if the day is greater than 7, you can also do that. So let us do that also. Just write else here. Here I will use an and operator, and day should be less than equal to 7. But if we use this, then we have to use nested if else. Now, what is nested if else? It is like this. If day is less than equal to 5, then in that case, day should be, wait just a second. We are taking a day which is less than 1, and we should take the number which is greater than 7. In that case, day should be invalid day number. And after that, it here comes nested if day is greater than equal to 5, then in that case, day is a weekday. Now, what does this means? Just let me do one thing. Tab, tab. Now, this is known as nested if else. Now, what is nested if else? It's a very useful thing to do. See, here I have used an if block which says if the number is less than 1 or greater than 7, in that case, day is invalid. And inside that, if this condition is not true, if this condition is not true, which will not be in most of the cases, the number is between 1 and 7, the ideal range only, then in that case, this else block will be implemented, and this f blocks else block says, see, there's another if and else block inside this else block. So it is called nested if else when we use if else statement inside another if else statement, or an if elif else statement inside another if elif else statement, or an if elif else statement inside another if else statements, and vice versa. Means all the permutations and combinations. What the thing matters most, we are using one statement inside another statement. It is called nested statement. So here I am using nested if else. Now if I run my code and I write -3, the day is a weekend. There's a issue inside this. If my number is less than 1 and if my day is greater than 7, then the day should be invalid day number. Why it is here, and should not be there, here or operator should be there. Now this code will work completely fine. If I write -3, then the day is an invalid number. If I write anything greater than 7, like 8, the day is an invalid number. If I write anything between 1 and 5, let us say 4, then the day is a weekend. Here it should be less than. Now I write 4, the day is a weekday, and I write anything like 6, the day is a weekend. See, as you have seen now, in my code also there were certain errors, but the thing that I have do is not getting frightened, is not getting afraid of those errors. I just face that errors and try to fix them with grace. So this is and confidence. So this is all that you also have to do. Don't be afraid of errors. Just face them. Just face those errors. So I had just done a blunder that I had not shifted my screen to my presentation view. So this is another code that you can use in case of this question. This is how I have done the code. Let me just quickly explain you this code. And I am very, very sorry. I had actually forgotten to shift my view from the entire screen on camera to the presentation view. But now here you can see, here I have taken day as an input, as an integer input. After that, the thing I am doing is If the day is less than 1 or the day is greater than 7, in that case, day is an invalid day number. Else, so this is what nested if else actually looks like. You can see here I have used an if else statement. Inside this, another else statement. So this is an example of nested if else. So in this block of code, captured or gathered all the points where the day is less than 1 or greater than 7, all the cases of invalid inputs that will be showing me invalid day number. And if the day is greater than, else, when the see, if the day is less than 1 or the day is greater than 7, this invalid day number will be implemented. Else, when day is between 1 to 7, the exact range of the days, in that case, this else block will be implemented. And inside this else block, there is this one another if block. What does it do? It says if the day is less than equal to 5, then the day is weekday, fine. Else the day is weekend. After that, this statement will be implemented. Now let me just quickly check this. If I write anything like 0, invalid day number. I write 8, invalid day number. I write 5, it's a weekday. Again, I run it, I write 8, not 8. I write 7, it's a weekend. So this code is working completely fine. So this is that either I have to use nested if else or I have to use elif block. I hope this much is clear to everyone. Just let me go through the live chats and see till where my screen was visible to. I'm just seeing the live chats. Okay. So that when I was explaining that method where I am using that elif block, that it was visible on the screen, and now this is also visible on the screen. Only the explanation of this method was missing, so that I have just summarized as of now. So I hope this question is clear to everyone. So with this, let us move to our next question, which is write a program to calculate electricity bill charges based on units consumed. If the bill is if the units being consumed are from 0 to 100, then the cost should be 5 rupee per unit. If the units consumed are from 101 to 200, then the price per unit should be 7 rupee. And if the units being consumed are above 200, then the price per unit should be 10 rupees. So let us do this question. First, we will take unit as an integer input from the user, saying that enter the units consumed. After that, we will be using an if statement. We will be defining a condition. So what that condition can be. See, if the units are from 0 to 100. Here I am not seeing the invalid case, which is if the units are even less than 0. I am not covering that case because I have already told you how to take care of those cases. So here I am just assuming that the user should be entering units which are above 0 or equal to 0. So my condition can be units are less than equal to 100. Yes, if my unit is less than or equal to 100, then I am writing price. Price should be unit into what is the price per unit? It is 5. LF, again condition, if unit is less than equal to 200. Yes, if units is less than equal to 200, then price is, now see, the price for first 100 units will be 5 rupee per unit only. So the price for first 100 units will be rupee 5. See, the price for first 100 units will be 5 rupee per unit only. So what I will be doing, I will be just taking the price of those 100 units, 5 into 100, which will be 500. 500. After that, I will be adding the price of next, the units that are great above 100. Let us say if the units being consumed is 123, then I had already added the price of those first 100 units with assuming that the price of those units were 5 rupee per unit. And now what I am doing now is I'm just adding the price of those above the 223 units that are above that. Just let me write that also. I'm assuming that in case when my units were 100, it was crystal clear that the price less than or equal to 100, it is crystal clear that the price will be unit into 5 because the price of per unit is 5. Now if my units are from 100 to 100, which will mean that, let us say my units are 123, then for those first 100 units my price is 100 into 5, which is 500, which I am adding directly. And for the other surplus 23 units, the price will be 7 rupee. So what I have to do, I have to multiply this 23 with 7 and calculate that value. And after that, my entire bill should be sum of both these values. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just adding this 500, and after that I will be adding the price of that surplus units, the units that are above that 100 unit. So how I will be doing that? So in order to do that, what I will be doing is I just I will just subtract 100 from the units. See, I will I will take unit, I will subtract 100 from that. So what does this give? For example, here my units were 123. If I subtract 100 from here, it will give me those surplus units 23. Similarly, this will work. So unit subtracted 100, this will give me those surplus units, and after that I will be multiplying this number with the price of per unit, and I will enclose it in another bracket. So this is clear. Else, if my units are even greater than 200, then what will be I doing? Then in that case, my price will be this 500, the price of initial 100 units plus the price of plus 700, which is the price of another 100 units. Which 100 units? Just wait for a second. Let me just open my presentation again because it had been exited. I don't know how. Just let me open that. Just a second. Till the time My presentation is being opened. I'm reading the live chats. Let me just see. So there's not any doubt coming at all as of now. So yes, what is this 700? This 700 is the price of these units. These units from 100, use laser point. The units from 100 to 200, they are costing 7 rupee per unit. So this 700 is price of those. Else what I can do is I can just simply add it manually and I can write what is 500 plus 700. It will be 1000 and 200 more, 1200. I can do this also, but I will not do that because it is more easier to understand when you will be reading code. Then you will be able to understand. After that, I will be adding the price of other units. What other units? For example, my units will be, in this case, my units are 252, 54, let us say. Then the prices for earlier two units had been already calculated. Now I want the prices of this 54 units. Now, how will be I doing it? In the same way I have done it for these 100 units. What I will be doing? I will be subtracting 200 from the unit and I will be multiplying that. The light had gone. I don't know why, whenever I try to do anything, the odds are not in my favor. So you guys have to adjust with this dim light as of now. So when I will be multiplying this with, I will be multiplying this with the price which is 10. So this is clear. After this, what I will be doing, I will be printing price. What is the price? After this, I will be printing price, that price. If I write, let us say anything like 15 units or 15 units, then see the price is 75. 15 into 5, which is 75. It is being calculated correctly. And similarly, if write anything I write like 105, then it is 535, which is again true. The first unit, the 100 units, have been calculated with the price of 5 rupee per unit, and the next units have been calculated with the price 7 rupee, which ultimately that 5 into 7 can makes it's 535. And similarly, if I write and take an input like 205, why I'm not taking big numbers? Because it will be easier for me to calculate it in my mind also. Okay. So see, 1200 for the initial 200 units, as we have discussed, 500 for the first 100 units, another 700 for the units from 100 to 200. So together it contributes 1200. So 1200 for those, and those above these 5 units extra will make 50 rupees because now the unit had been charged 10 rupee per unit. So it is 1250. So this question had been also solved. Let me just quickly see. So guys, as the light, let me just see. Yes. So yes, guys, as the odds are not in my favor, although I had promised you all, and I had, see, let me just show you in my presentation also. I had taken more questions, and I was also going to teach you match case statements. I had slides for that also and questions for that also. But as now the odds are in my favor and the electricity had gone, so I will not be able to cover that in today's video. And this stream had already been an hour long, so I don't want to stretch it also. There are two reasons. So for these reasons, that was all for today's session. Don't worry about that match case statements and the questions that were pending. We will be covering it in the next lecture, as we have done practice questions of second lecture in the third lecture, because that lecture was also getting quite long. So don't worry about the topics that had been pending. It's my responsibility. I will be covering match case statements and the other questions that were pending in the next session. Till then, just watch the episodes of this series, Python Bootcamp series, that I had already uploaded, and the topics that I had already covered. So that was all for today's session. Don't be afraid of any topic. Just stay motivated. So yes, that was all for today's session. We will meet